It's probably already live. It just takes a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give people a second to catch on. Pull it up on my phone so I can watch too. I hate when I do this.
Secretly, we're live.
Dun dun dun.
We're gonna paint.
We are. Let me just double check this.
Mr. Hicks is checking to see if we're up and running.
We are. I see us.
You see us?
I see us. We are right there. Let's see how far behind I am. Just so I have a little teaser for myself.
We're still live.
We are still live. So it's alright. You gotta give people time to check in anyway before we get going for sure. Granted, in the replay, then they're like, are they ever gonna start?
Yeah.
But,
you can snip that off, right?
I might be able to. I never actually looked. Never seen a reason to. Of course, my wireless signal downstairs is complete BS right now, so I know we are live for sure.
Okay.
But I was trying to see how far behind a little bit of a lag might be, and
we're waiting. We're waiting.
And waiting, yeah. Usually it's not as bad as what my main computer says it is, but I have nothing to go by right now. So...
Isn't that the name of your cameras?
Yes. My phone just aired out. Beautiful. Alright, so go ahead and start your introduction if you would like.
Hi, I'm Keith McGuire. Mark's behind the camera, and we're live doing some watercoloring. So this particular project is going to be an ongoing live assignment, I guess. We're going to try to do about an hour once a week until this painting is complete. I've chosen for our first adventure, basically, a stone barn. I did this in a previous watercolor class, and I kind of liked it, so I changed it up, added a few rock walls, and we're gonna do this live. So if I screw up, you'll see it. People want to know, they ask me all the time, well, you don't make mistakes, do you? Oh yeah.
Only on days that end in Y.
That's right. And not only that, if I do make a mistake, you'll be happy to, you'll get to see me actually correct them. That's the fun part, is learning how to correct your mistakes too, so that's how you get things going. Anyway, this is an old stone barn from Switzerland, is what I based this image off of. And what I've done is I've kind of redone the picture, but I am going to start with the building. So, and I'm going to kind of show you my light source will be coming. Can you see the picture, actually? The black and white drawing.
1 second, let me see. Switch.
Because it's very light, I'm sure. I don't like to draw them too dark.
No, not really.
Not really, okay.
It's very faint, but...
Alright, so you're going to see it appear before your eyes, okay?
What I would do, maybe take the non-brushed end of your brush, the rounded edge, and just, because I can kind of see the shape of the building, just kind of maybe like trace the outlines.
Okay, so it's
where you're looking.
It's kind of like a 3/4 view here. So we're looking like right at one of the corners of the building. So, and then it's got a couple stone, it's got a stone wall in the front, and a kind of a stone wall around the back with trees and some rock, heavy, exposed rock on the ground here and there. So I'm going to begin by I'm going to wet the sides of the building, and I'm not going to hit the windows yet, but I'm going to go ahead and start painting. First, I wet the paper where I want to actually apply the color. So I'm going to start one side at a time. How's that?
Cool, works for me.
And like I said, I'm only wetting the area that I am actually going to paint. So, some painting, some art, you get to do that. You get to wet the whole thing and then paint. This one we paint as, we wet it as we go. Alright, so I've got the one side moistened up. What I like to do is kind of look to the side, get the light reflection, see if I've missed anything. I think I'm pretty good. So I'm going to grab, to start this one, I'm going to grab some indigo and a little bit of burnt sienna.
What were those two again?
Indigo and burnt sienna.
Okay.
These colors I use very often. These are colors that I can go from a brown gray to a gray brown. I mean, I really can make a wide range of grays out of these two colors. And that's what I want to start with today, is a little bit of a grayish brown. I don't want it too dark. That seems a little dark starting out. That's okay because it's wet and I can now drag some of that color over. I can always lift a little bit up too, so that's what I'm doing.
Off subject for a second. Do you have your phone handy?
I don't know. No, I think I left it up on the, right here. I left it right over here. Yes, I do.
Well, because I would like you to take a quick second and just share this post from the Keith McGuire page to your Keith McGuire personal profile.
I don't know how to do that, do I? I might, but tell you what, if you want me to spend a half hour online, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. But really, I am that sophisticated when it comes to.
No worries. I'll just learn all your secrets.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have any. I wish I had secrets. Then I would be an international man of mystery. Yeah, I heard that. Alright. So, I've put a little color on this side. And I'm going to bleed that off because some of the color went where I didn't want it to. I'll just bleed it out a little bit. Alright. So, I'm going to add just a touch more brown to this. Just because I don't want it to be an all kind of a gray surface. So I don't know if any of my students are going to follow me today or in the future, but we did this particular subject just a little while ago, and I'm kind of really enjoyed it, and you guys got to finish your painting and I never got to finish mine. So here's my opportunity. So alright, it never hurts to watch twice. That's it, watch it over and over. So now I'm adding a little brown. What I'm doing now is I'm going to be putting some shadow kind of where the roof line is. So I'm adding a little bit more depth of color. It's here somewhere. There it is. Did it work?
I'm busy going through your contacts.
Yeah.
I lost track of what I was doing.
Yeah. I don't even like that person. I'm going through your contacts and
I'm unfollowing people.
yeah. Nice. Oh, and look. I'm
No,
I can't find anything.
we are good to go.
All right. So what is my phone telling me?
Nothing. It was I need to share on your personal page.
Oh, okay.
I needed your phone because obviously I don't have access to that.
Gotcha. It has access to my bank account and to all my
Exactly. That's just
all my other stuff.
just reminding a few of your friends and family to come watch and give you a hard time.
Ah, excellent. So, as you can see, I've moved over to this side of the building now. And I don't want it too dark. Now it's fine along the edge of the roof line because that's going to be dark. But I want this side to be a wee bit lighter in color. So the other day I was experimenting a little bit while I was at the Celine Summerfest Festival, Summerfest Festival, and I painted a little tiny version of this just to get the feel of it, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know, I get stuck on a subject and I like to beat it to death whenever I can. What? Another bird? Bird.
Dead grass.
Dead grass, bird. Yep.
Did someone say turtle?
Yeah. I'm resting on my turtle right now. I did a flurry of them for a little bit and then I had to stop because of all the little turtle pieces. They're very detailed things that drive me nuts after a while. Same reason I left Hawaii, because I wasn't going to paint another turtle ever again. They were very popular over there. Alright, so anyway, as you can see, while it's damp, I'm adding my little bit of shadow colors, dragging some, old stained rock, crusty. So I'm just kind of bringing color down. So at this point, I'm going to let that set up and dry. I can always go back with multiple layers, but I can't, if it's wet, I can't do any detail work. It's just going to keep blurring away. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little rock formations. So what I'm just going to start dragging my color in. So these are more like kind of big chunks of rock that are poking out of the ground. This isn't rock walls or anything. Again, all I'm trying to do is put some color in. And
real quick, you can keep painting.
Yeah.
We did get a question from Amal, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm horrible at names, unless it's John Smith, and even then sometimes
right,
it's questionable.
I question your...
The question is, do you have a specific subject to teach for the month of September? I'm a beginner. So for the video end of it, we just try to bounce around various degrees of difficulty to kind of appeal to as many different people as we can. We want beginners to always find something new, some kind of new tip, which may be a little boring to some of the more veteran viewers, which is why we mix in, like what Keith's doing right now, is a longer form painting, more techniques, and some other longer form videos as well. So we try to kind of randomize it. No, we don't stick to this is flower month, this is old barn month again. Just to keep it interesting.
It's always old barn month. Yeah. What are you talking about?
I mean, if you like old dead grass, you found the right channel.
Yes, exactly. Learn to do dead grass. Amal, if you're one of the things we are going to be doing this month is a lighthouse scene. on a rocky cliffside, and we're also going to do we're also doing a waterfall from a beautiful waterfall from Oregon. When I was out there, got some nice pictures, so we're also going to be doing one of those. So that's going to keep us busy, I think, through September, did you say?
Well, yeah, they were asking specifically for September.
Okay.
Like I said, we've got a lot of stuff that we've already filmed that just hasn't been released yet as well. Still kind of testing the waters to see if people like a single longer video or shorter snippets, but then you have to watch 4 of them, 3 of them in a row to get the whole story.
But also that creates tension and
what'll happen next?
Yeah, what is he gonna paint next?
Yeah, wait till I get into the clickbait.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you wait till you see how Keith screwed this painting up?
And I'm just wondering, is this a mall that I know? Is she still there? Is it a she?
She is. It's hard to tell from the thumbnail, and I don't want to make assumptions. But
Nice.
I am thinking of taking a class with you in September. So in the classes in Celine,
Oh,
are you
okay.
on themes or
A
not?
mall. I'm not sure what we're doing in the classes in Celine, okay? But I'd love to have you there. But I can't tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't tell you exactly what we're doing in September. But you can always contact me and also make suggestions. That doesn't hurt either. So I'd love to have you in my class again, though. So anyway, very cool. All right. So I can talk to my friends too.
Yep.
This is cool. All right. So I'm painting little brown rocks right now. I'm kind of picturing more granite-like stone. So I am putting in, I will be putting in texture, and I do that by kind of dragging a dry brush over a dry surface. Now, when I say dry brush, it has some color to it. Not a ton of water though. And then what I can do is by dropping a little bit of water here and there, you will notice that the paint will push to the edges, and I will be able to create little sharp lines around the white areas. Now this is a way to get some interesting textures. I've done this I love doing this. This is just a little technique that I use. And the trick is to drag your brush so that it isn't hitting everything. It's not like doing the complete surface. So it's kind of skipping and bouncing up over the surface of the paper. So there's little bumps in this paper. This is arches. 140 cold press. You want big bumps? You get the 300-pound cold press. That's the way to go. It's very has a lot more texture. Then there's a 300-pound rough, which no matter what you do, there's going to be texture. It's just that
Why haven't we
bumpy.
played with that yet?
We will. Yeah, I can't even. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've used that paper.
You could like paint a pineapple or
Oh,
something.
God.
Close.
I was thinking more like a brick. A brick would be awesome, you know?
One.
Yeah, just one brick.
I painted a brick.
It's a good brick, though. All right, so as you can see, I go in, add color. Also, rocks have facets. So as you can see, I like to I'll break them up with line work, and then I'll kind of break them in with shading different sides of the rock and everything. Okay? So, now I'm also so I've got this kind of red reddish brown going in there. But now I'm going to add a little bit of the indigo back in again. Okay, so because a lot of these rocks, quite honestly, they're not new. They're not brand new rocks. They're not fresh. So what I'm trying to accomplish is to get basically nooks and crannies, a little bit of dirt, you know, lichens. That's what I learned in Texas. Oh my God. I used to just study the rock. Not only was it pink granite, it was covered with lichens, which are, you know, kind of a scaly plant that grows on the rocks. And trees and everything else down there. But as you can see how I drop this color in, and I vary the color. I kind of break it up a little bit. I don't want it to all be one color. All right. All right. Now,
Okie dokie.
where am I going? Where am I going from here? All right. I think I just painted the foreground so that it'll be hard for me to paint the background. So I guess I'll keep painting foreground for a while. I'm now going to...
Well, that's a good change, because some of the videos you paint a lot of background. It's
Yeah.
like, what is this gonna be?
Yeah.
Now we can clearly see rock and a shed, which is totally out of the norm for you.
Yeah. And you know what? You know, some people like rocks and sheds, you know. Right now I'm applying dry in a horizontal pattern. I'm painting my grass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rare sight indeed.
Horizontal grass?
Green grass.
Green grass? Hey. Just hang on now.
I know, giving you a hard time.
No, I'm not done yet. Wait.
You didn't say which color green you're using.
Yeah. No, this is I believe kind of like I believe it's like a chrome green. And as you can see, I'm kind of breaking it up where I'm not hitting all the surface. And what I'm trying to do is give it the feeling that the grass is definitely, how you say, what? Vertical?
And I need
horizontal. Horizontal. I'm going to learn all the terms next week. So I'm mixing in now a little bit of the May green and the chrome.
No, horizontal.
Horizontal, yeah.
Horizon. Vertical is up and down.
Yep. I just had to think about it. But I do. I like to kind of paint in the direction of the landscape, you know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, if you kind of paint up and down, it just kind of changes the direction of the I don't even know what to say. It changes the direction of the grass and everything. It's the same with water. It's landscapes. You want to kind of go in the direction of the land itself. I'm just going to stop talking now for a minute while I continue to hopefully not babble. Porky pig. All right. Bidet. That's all, folks. All right. And I'll tell you, even though I'm doing this dry, the reason I'm doing it dry is I want some of that little bits of white to shine through, okay? The reason I'm doing it dry is that those little bits of white I'm going to fill with other colors, and I might have a little bit of bare ground, so a little brown in there, just to kind of give it the feeling of a worn path. So why don't we try that? I'm going to take a little bit of again, burnt sienna, and a little bit of sepia. And so I'm just gonna kind of drag this across here. Now this is kind of where the door comes out, and possibly the path might come through here sort of like this. And you know, paths don't grow all that evenly. They're usually worn. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of making a kind of a worn path here. Okay, I've got a couple brick walls too that you can't quite see. No one's asking questions.
Not at the moment.
Nobody.
That's all right.
Nobody likes me.
They're deeply enthralled in your painting prowess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, as you can see, I've now kind of gotten enough of a brownish tint in there to create dirt.
Dirt.
I have made dirt. Okay, so in the meantime, just going to push a little more green into the dirt to make grass. There we go. All right. So I think that might be not too bad. Again, be patient. Let your painting dry, because that's again what sets the paint. All right. All right. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to make a little bit darker. Okay.
So real quick, as we always do, I'd like to remind everybody, Keith's using Schminky brand pan paints. He has his...
It's the panniest.
It's the panniest. He's got his Lowell Cornell brushes, his Arches 140 cold press watercolor paper, and enamel butcher tray.
Dang right.
And then a typical glass ball jar and a few other odds and ends, blue masking tape.
Ball jar, it's the best.
At some point in the near future, I'll put a link in the description where you can purchase all these wonderful items. We make a small commission if you purchase them through our link. You don't pay any more, but it's greatly appreciated. And if you'd rather just use that list as a checklist to buy at your local art supply center, that's okay with us too.
That's right. Try and find a local art supply center. Oh.
And if you have a moment and you're tuning in, please share this on your Facebook and other social channels, as to we're looking to grow what Keith's doing and get the word out and teach as many people as possible.
Because it's fun. Again, notice how I I'm now kind of fine lines. It's still moist though, so it kind of bleeds a little bit. The lines bleed, so sometimes it'll be a little bit drier, a little bit wetter, a little bit drier. Anyway, I'm tired. I knew we should have started earlier. Alright. I'm kidding. Alright.
Next week, we'll be filming at 6 in the morning. So
Yeah, actually,
that would work for you, not so much for me.
yeah. You'd be just going to bed as I see your schedule. Alright. Okay, so I've kind of got me a little bit of surface, kind of a nothing too detailed yet. It's probably not going to get all that detailed, but I have some surface down, a little bit of grass. We've kind of plunked the building down now a little, and I think at this point I might be able to I'm going to apply a little bit of color, a little bit of background, just a little bit. But Mark was right earlier. It's usually top to bottom, and for some reason I'm going the other way. Dare to be different. Alright, I think this section, I think I will wet, okay? So I got a little paint down so you can actually see me wetting the paper. This is probably how I'm going to do this. You don't do it, just use regular water, but for me, I like to I'd like to be able to show you guys what I'm doing when I am wetting paper. Alright, so the white area is rock, or is a kind of a brick wall, or a stone wall, not a brick, but a stone wall. Alright, so I got a little bit of a pasture back there, and
Keep sliding the paper off.
sorry. Alright, action camera.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to move the tray and that over a little bit, that makes it easier.
Would that help? So I don't go
There you go.
zinging off the page. Now, sort of like what I said with the horizontal on the ground here, you're gonna kind of notice that I'm gonna probably work the grass kind of down the hill here. This is the grassy equivalent of what? Speed lines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Downhill. Now I do have a little shrub that will appear in here eventually, but for right now I just need to get my green in. Get my green on. There we go. Now you can add color while it's wet. Kind of a...
But only if you tell us what color you're using.
Well, I'm going to use a little. I'm going to try a little yellow ochre, because God forbid this grass be too alive. I just want to add a little yellow to the ground, just a little.
Mm-hmm. It's not like they'd have an irrigation system or anything else.
No.
This old stone.
This is I was going to say this is Ireland, but actually it's Switzerland.
You mean it's neutral?
Yes, exactly. I'm actually going to throw a little bit of that yellow down here while I can, while it's still a little moist yet. I'm going to add a little to that, to the foreground too. Just because I can. Alright, so, cool. Gosh, I entertain myself for hours, you know. Alright, so that worked out so well. Worked out so nicely, I'm gonna do it again on the other side of the building.
2 hills? We're in for a treat today, boys
Yeah,
and girls.
yeah. I hope you guys can hear him because you guys are going to think I'm nuts otherwise. We already know you're nuts. So again, I put a little color down just so I am wetting the paper. Sometimes I think it's just easier for you to see it if I kind of wet the paper with a little bit of color in it. And again, I've kind of got this little bit of a sloping I'm going to bring this up a little bit just so that my hill kind of continues through properly. Alright. Now, a wee bit of the yellow ochre. A little more of the yellow ochre. Feel like I've gotten my... Ooh, too much yellow ochre. Alright, sweet. Alright, so okay, I think at this point that does have to dry. So I think what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm putting in a little bit of a background of various trees and sticks and twigs. What? And I'm going to put my sky in. There isn't going to be a whole lot of sky here, but I'm going to give it a try. Now I'm going to clean out my tray a little bit, give myself a little room. Now this is my smaller tray. I have a larger one at home. Boy, I hope that's...
Yeah, you can hear all that.
Good.
It's a fun sound.
Yeah.
We'll just say that that's the tray.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the tray. Alright, so, anyway. What I'm going to do, flip my tray around here, and I'm going to pull out some ultramarine blue, which I like as a cooler sky color, but sometimes I'll mix in a little bit of the cerulean just to kind of warm it up, brighten it up a little bit too, because this is Happy Sky Day. We're gonna do some happy sky. So again, I am going to more or less wet the top. And I could be using a bigger brush if I... Heck yeah. There we go. If I want to get done today. You know, if I were at home, I'd be singing right now.
Oh, don't let us stop you.
No, stop him. We have a response. No. Stop him now. Don't let him get started.
Only if they're show tunes.
Yeah. Yee.
Anybody can sing top 40.
Well, I was thinking, wow, show tunes. That Does the Lion King count, or
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, whatever. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm applying the paint unevenly across the top. And what I'm trying to do is create a little bit of soft and fluffy clouds. That's right. I said fluffy. Okay, so now I have a lot of trees in the background here. I'm going to pull some of the sky into the tree line because the green will go over top of that and we won't have any hard distinct lines between the background and the sky itself, the background trees and the sky. Background trees and the sky. Okay. All right. So clouds are random. Sometimes I saw a nice formation this morning. It's usually them cooler skies that create those bands of clouds that I think are amazing. Can't even imagine trying to paint them though. So all right, I think I got what I wanted. And like I said, I'm letting it bleed down into my tree line. Yeah, that looks cool. Nice. I didn't want that one. You can see the texture in the paper. Cerulean tends to do that. Some other colors also do it. Some people don't like that. It's awesome. That's what makes it look like a watercolor. So don't panic. A lot of times these little spot-like areas will dry up and the spots will kind of disappear anyway. So it's where the pigment is actually going down into the notches of the paper. So there's high and low points on the paper. So they go down into the lower section and they create this texture. It used to bother me, and now I look at it and go, I love this, man. This is just more texture, just a little more interesting what's going on, you know. All right, so cool. So this live stuff where I gotta.
That's all right.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Yeah.
All right, so
why don't you gotta wait for the paper to dry for a second.
yeah.
So let's talk about
Cheese.
cheese. Cheese is
I
good.
love cheese. All
Um,
right, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about. So what is the game plan for the next steps after the paint starts to dry? Then what do you think you're going to move on to? So because this is going to be an ongoing, hopefully every week. We might miss a week here or there, or move it to a different day, unfortunately. But the goal is to push these out every week until he finishes a painting. Keith finishes a painting, so that you can see what goes into some of the longer paintings. Not everything Keith does can be wrapped up in an hour, and frankly, it's not his comfort zone. I kind of push him into that so that we can show you, the audience, as much as humanly possible to get you interested to do your own. Now, so this may take 6 weeks. This might take 6 months.
What?
I'm not looking to rush Keith.
Right.
But
it won't be 6 months. Seriously.
So, so I don't know if we've just hit about 50 minutes on this one.
How much?
50 minutes.
That quick?
Yes.
Wow, that went quick to me.
So, if you want to just kind of maybe touch base on what you think we'll do maybe in the next episode.
Okay, I can actually.
And then we'll wrap this up, and I'll remind people of all the fun stuff and all that afterwards. But if you want to talk about, like...
There's fun stuff?
Maybe.
All right, good. All right, seriously. This might be a nice place to stop because, A, half of it's wet, and I hate getting it all over the back of my hands and dragging it through areas I don't want it to be. As you can see, the clouds have now softened up a little bit, but look how I get these wonderful little wispy bits of color. And if you'll notice, some of the color is a little darker in places. It kind of makes the clouds like sort of like they're a little farther away, a little closer. That's kind of fun. I love doing skies. But I think what's going to be very important in this piece to make the cabin pop out will be the two hills. There's like two layers of sort of like there'll be a tree line, there'll be more cliff or more mountainside, whatever you want to call it, hillside. We're going to do the hillside. We're going to do then there'll be a tree line behind that, and then there'll be some closer up trees. What that's going to do is make the building literally pop right out. So it's not going to be a lot of detail, it's going to be a lot of color for this background. The castle, yeah.
You could have done a castle.
Wait, I can put a thing in there. The building is going to be in the grays and blues. It's going to be not very intense. It's going to have a lot of detail, but not. I'm going to show you how to make stone building. Okay.
That's what I was going to double check on because we said this was a stone.
Yeah.
Barn or something along those lines.
So
you're not going to draw each individual stone, but we'll have a distinct feel that it is a rock stacked on top to make this structure. Okay.
And believe it or not, there will be a lot of that, but also there's going to be they used to kind of plaster over them a little bit, so it'll be some exposed rock, some plaster, and it's going to have a old slate roof too. So very very stony picture. We'll also break the rock areas that I will have, the rocky things that are kind of jutting out of the ground. We're going to break them with facets. We're going to give them some cracks and detail. So all in all, this is there's a lot to it, but what I'm hoping is when we're done, it's gonna pull it all together. I think the color, I think the green and the gray is going to be a very interesting kind of a juxtaposition here, and then a bit of reddish rock just to add to this. I think next week definitely let's get the background in and the back wall in too, and I think we'll be good. So at this point, anything else you need to?
Yeah. So like I said, this is going to be an every week thing, ideally. If you didn't get to see this from the beginning, Facebook does hold this in Keith's page's live stream. I will upload a version to the YouTube channel and put it on rkmcguire.com. If you haven't been to Keith's website yet, go check it out. It's got some of his schedule for his local classes. It's got some older videos that he's already done with the materials list. We stick to a lot of the same materials, honestly, so the things that we use in this video aren't too far off from some of the things in previous videos. I will try to get links up for this one specifically, but feel free to check out the old ones. We make a small commission if you purchase something through Keith's link, and it's greatly appreciated. You don't spend any extra money. And we've got links for Amazon, Michaels, Joann, Ulrichs, Blix. So these are companies you're familiar with and hopefully are comfortable with. It's not Shady Sam's Art Supplies.com or anything like that. These are long-term reputable companies.
Wonderful companies.
But if you'd rather use the list as a checklist to go purchase at your local art supply, the 1 or 2 left in your town, go right ahead. You always say support your local art centers.
Yes. Both of them.
All 2 of them.
In the state of Michigan. Yes, exactly. Hey, wait. I was wondering, when you talk,
Yeah.
could I do like a little face and then I could do a little,
Yeah.
hey, it is Mark.
Let me get to the close-up of you so people can see it.
Oh, they can't see me?
Well, you were just... There we go.
Oh, I was just a tiny thing in the corner?
Little baby.
Hello! Hello, I am Mark. I am Mark.
Whoa,
Okay, anyway.
Why do I have an accent when I'm your
Oh, come on, man. All right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, I think he was on Ed Sullivan. He had a little hand thing. Anyway.
I'm not even worth a sock puppet. I'm just
Come on. Yeah, you're not, you don't, I'm not wasting a sock.
Tune in next week as we draw eyes on Keith's knuckles.
Yep, and whenever Mark talks, then I will go like this. Okay, we'll do a close-up on my hand. So, awesome.
So share this video if you haven't already. Rewatch it 100 times, please. It's greatly appreciated. If they said, check out Keith's website, subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you're following him here on Facebook, and we will see you soon. Soon.
Next week. Come on.
Well, next week for the live stream, but we might release a few other videos before then.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, we are.
So lots of stuff coming, lots of things in the pipeline. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. I'm waiting for you to do the hand.
Oh,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.